One more question related to this in a very utilitarian, very basic, inhuman level. Our mind and eyes haven't been. You're also human, mate.
Don't you call me inhuman.
So, once when I was in my intermediate, and this is where your hormones are going through the roof, and this is mostly where you're attracted to the opposite sex or the same sex, depending on your choice. Once my dad sat me down and he told me, Vijay, if you buy a bottle of water, you can drink it, you can close the cap, you can keep it half full, you can know that when I reach that place, I still have half a bottle of water. You can drink it to the last sip. You can refill it if you want. It's always with you. But if you fall in love with a girl, she's not an object. She's a person. And unlike an object, she has her own feelings, her own emotions, and she can develop likes and dislikes that might not suit you. She might make decisions that you might not think are in your best interest because she has her own life and she has her own choices. So I was like, what he was trying to do was, he was telling me, focus on your career now, because that will always, if you work towards it, it will always pay back. And for love, once you're settled and stuff, you can spend time on it. Right now, it's about career. If I was a girl, he would tell me the same thing about a boy. So it again comes back to this question about, on a very real level, that we have, so many of us have to make these choices. Where do we pursue ambition with all our intensity and time and energy, or do we, when you find the right person, do you try and, it's hard to find this balance though, because it's very competitive these days and you have to give it all to survival's you need to work harder to beat the competition and survive. Don't go on the competition trip, I'll come to it. So like nurturing a relationship versus nurturing ambition, like this was something he said. So I wanted to know your thoughts on that. Like, was he off the mark? Was he off the point? Was he…
No, in his own way, what he's trying to tell you is, there is a time to build yourself and there is a time to live. If you try to live too early, then life may not stay with you. You may end up in a place that you yourself will not like after some time. So essentially he's saying, first build your life, then you try to live. But if you try to live too early, it won't last and you won't have a big life, you'll have a very small life.
And one more thing is, we all love being loved. I'm talking again on a relationship level, that's all I know.
No, let's settle this. When you experience love, it happened within you or here? I know you in the movies you're showing all those heart marks flowing this way and that way in Instagram and all that, but when you felt it, it happened within you or outside of you?
It happened within me, but as a response to something.
In stimulation. That's why I said, do you want to be a self-start machine or a push-start machine? Somebody has to come and stimulate, only then you will feel sweet.
So you're saying without any stimulation, I can sit here and just feel full of love and feel happy and stuff?
If you're self-start.
Whoa, that must be a cool place to be at, like to
See,
feel
it is cool.
It must be a cool place to be at. We have to try and get there someday, like…
That's why in engineering.
But first have to pay rents. First have
No, the paying rent will not even be a concern.
When…
Yes.
Because you can just be under a tree and
No,
be
that's
full
not
of
the
love.
point. It's not being under a tree. Being on a tree is fantastic, but it's not about that. See, right now, small things are being made big because most people don't need an enemy. They're doing fine by themselves. They are self-defeating all the time. Their own thoughts, their own emotions trouble them more than the world, isn't it? Why are your thoughts and emotions working against you? Should they be working for you or against you? Which way is it?
But yeah.
If they're working for you, you think earning a living, paying a stupid rent and eating what you want is a big problem? Earthworm and grasshopper is earning its living. This big brain, you can't earn a living? What are you talking about?
Earthworm
Because
chill.
such a big brain is working against you, that is the only problem. The only problem human beings have is, they got a big brain and the damn thing is working against them. If it is working for them, making a living, surviving in the world is not even an issue.
That's why I feel like all problems are
Self-created.
our nature, like they didn't structure us properly, they should have done it
No,
where
no.
the brain works for. Now we have to
See,
sit and go to engine.
See, what is a possibility? If there is a possibility, if you do not explore the possibility, it becomes your problem. That's all that's happened to most people. Human being is a possibility. You are not fixed like other creatures. All other creatures, nature is fixed what they can be and cannot be. With the human being, see, we did not say a tiger being, an elephant being. We only said you, human being.
Yeah.
That means you know how to be. If you know how to be, will you keep your body, mind, emotion, energy in the highest level of pleasantness? Yes or no? Will you be blissed out or miserable? I'm asking if you know how to be.
I would like to be blissed.
Yes. So should we call you human being or human animal? You're a human being, because you're the only one on this planet who has the capacity to be. That means you know how to be. If you know how to be, you will definitely be blissed out. If you're blissed out, what is the problem? Paying rent, earning a living, managing relationship, is it a problem? Everything you will do effortlessly. Now, you are not fulfilling the basic aspect of being human being. You're not being, you're trying to do everything else.
Do you think I'm capable of inner engineering from your time with me? I can't meditate 5 minutes, I feel like I'm wasting time. I feel like it's the most unproductive thing type, I'm very restless.
No, that is because you've done all the wrong things.
I didn't even try it properly, but…
What I'm saying is, when it comes to doing things with the body, what one person can do, another person cannot do. When it comes to the mind, what one person can do, another person cannot do. But when it comes to the inner dimension of the life, all of us are equally competent.
Okay.
Nobody is better equipped than anybody else.
Okay.
I am not better equipped than you, it's the same thing. Only thing is, I paid attention to that dimension, you did not. If you're willing to pay attention, it is as much possible for you as for anybody.
32 hours.
32 hours of focus time to start with.
So my next question is, Shakespeare once said…
You missed out, focus time.
Yeah, I will…
No,
I
we'll
think-
keep you focused, don't worry.
with a whip.
No, we have other ways. You think I'm such crude technology?
Whatever
This is
makes
very
it
high-tech.
function.
This is very high-tech, no whips, no torture. We have other ways of doing it.
Like, I would love it if you just like touch something and it'll happen. Like without sitting, like
That
if you
also-
just touch me like this and inner engineering happens.
That in case I act in a movie with you, I'll do that. Boom. And you can act.
Find some way, no, Sadhguru, you found answers to so many things. Find
Yes.
one way to shorten this 32 hours. Focus time.
We have, for certain people, we have shortened it much more.
Okay.
But generally, for most people, 32 hours.
Okay.
You must understand, normally in engineering, in ancient times, used to be 12 years.
Oh.
One solar cycle, 12 and a quarter years you must stay with the Guru. From 12 and a quarter years, 32 hours I have made it.
Good job.
If you
feel
reduce it
reassured.
any further, it'll become ridiculous.
So, Shakespeare once said, everybody's somebody's fool. In the… what it means is that always in life, there's someone who loves you more than you love them, and there's always someone you love more than they love you. So, a lot of people I've met are in situations where they have to choose between the one that loves them or the one that they
I thought
love.
that happened only in the London society, it's happening in Hyderabad also.
Here also, everywhere it's because now we are meeting a lot of more people,
I
interaction,
understand, but why
exposure.
don't you pick the one that you want? Why are you in the wrong place all the time?
Pick the one that you want.
No, you are saying you love somebody, but she loves somebody else, and
That's how life is, no, unfortunately.
So that is because you're making all the wrong choices, obviously.
No, but it's nature.
It's not nature, do not
It is.
do not make…
Haven't you all met someone who loves you more than you love them, and who you love more than they love you? Sometimes there is love both ways.
No.
You just tell me in one line what is a better. Stay with the one who loves you more, or
see,
the one you want to be.
This is not a prescription. All I'm saying is, why are we continuously going this way when we want to go this way? If you want to go this way, please go this way. You want to go this way, you go this way.
Now it is one
Now what
B.
you're…
I'm like, which way?
What you're asking is this better or this better?
Yeah.
There's no such thing. No direction in the world is better than the other. No person in the world is better than the other. If you put your heart into something, it becomes wonderful. It is not the best thing. It is just that for you it's wonderful because you invested your involvement.
But from there, if they don't invest, gone, no, Sadhguru? Like,
That gives you a lot of freedom.
So you're just saying hit and trial method, like go for it.
No, I'm
your
saying
energy.
that gives you a lot of freedom because you experience love and they don't, and they won't bind you, it's very wonderful.
It's not, Sadhguru. It's not at all wonderful.
Because you are looking at a transaction. Transactions, you have to use your brains, not your heart.
Okay. So there you have to think what is best for our future
Yes,
and…
if it's a transaction, in transaction you have to use your brains. You're talking about a love affair. So there you have to use your heart. In a transaction, then you must use your brains.
My next topic is one of the most controversial, but it's religion. Does religion serve any purpose, Sadhguru? Like in these times, like is there any purpose to religion?
So you must understand this. In the East, in this culture, in India, we don't have a religion. We've never had a religion.
Dharma, just…
Dharma means a law. We have laws. Right now, to drive on the street, there is a law. Between husband and wife, there is a dharma, a certain kind of law. You must maintain those things, otherwise, however close people are, things will go bad if you don't maintain certain things. Between father and son, there is a dharma. Between the king and the praja, there is a dharma. Like this we created. Of all these things, we said, these dharmas have to be debated in every generation and be amended and amended continuously. But there is one dharma that you do not amend. This is called as Sanatana Dharma, that means the eternal law. Sanatana Dharma does not mean a religion as it's being claimed today. It means an eternal law. What is an eternal law? Physical is always transforming, evolving, changing. So that cannot be an eternal law, you have to fix new laws. See, there was a time, suppose with an axe, within half a day if you can bring down this tree, you would be a hero in this village. Because just clearing the tree was such a big feat.
Yeah.
But today if you bring down this tree, if you as much as bring an axe, we're going to arrest you and throw you in the prison, all right? So now the dharma has changed because the situation has changed. When it was a time when the entire region was forest, to build your home, to build a village, if you could knock down a tree and make space for people to live, people thought you were a hero. But now if you cut the tree, you are the enemy of the people. So dharma has changed. So we said all the dharma should change, but one thing should not change, which is the eternal law. What is the eternal law about? A dimension which is not physical.
Again.
For that, there is no change of laws.
Okay.
It is the same law.
Okay.
So this is called as Swadharma or Sanatana Dharma. So the knowledge or the dharma of the self beyond the body is Sanatana Dharma. So that is what we valued most because that is permanent. Rest of the things are changing and evolving. All this culture got disrupted because continuous invasions for 1,000 years. Everything got disrupted. People who are repositories of this knowledge, everything were killed and all kinds of things we've gone through. Let's not revisit that. But essentially, whether you take Hindu way of life, Jains, Buddhists, Sikhs, nowhere there is a God. There's no God. All the people whom you worship are people who walked this geography at one time. Yes or no? In Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, there is history of Rama walking down to Sri Lanka and again walking up. People celebrate those places where he sat down, where he stayed for 2 days, where he did this and that, so many things.
They were all just spreading this dharma or…
No, they were just living their life.
Okay.
Unfortunately, their life occupied them with so many tragedies, kidnappings and wars and stuff. But I'm saying there is proof that they walked this planet, they walked this country.
Okay.
We worship them because they showed that they had something in them which would not change no matter what kind of drama they went through. Wars happened, kidnappings happened, death happened, all kinds of horrible things happened in their life, but they were free from it. So because the highest value in this culture is freedom or liberation, which we refer to as mukti, if you listen to the conversations of your mother or maybe your grandmother, in daily conversation, without uttering the word mukti, moksha, karma, prarabdha, there is no conversation in this country. Yes or no? Every day, not spiritual conversation. Daily conversation, if they sit down and stand up, they'll say, yo, karma, prarabdha, mukti, moksha, when will I get mukti? This is the talk always, because the entire country was invested towards liberation, not God. We use these people as symbols of liberation. Even though life put them through all kinds of trials and tribulations, they remained above it. So we see that they are free. They are in a certain state of freedom that the physical world never disturbed them. But at the same time, they were not withdrawn. They were actively engaged in the physical world. Fighting a battle means absolute involvement, isn't it? When you're pitching your life out there, can't be any more involvement in life. So they're absolutely involved, but at the same time untouched by life. So we worship that quality because they're representing mukti, they're representing absolute freedom from life. So it's because of that these people became symbols, whether Rama, Krishna, Buddha, Guru Nanak or whoever, they all became symbols of mukti. Even when they were living, they were free. Actively involved but free.
But does the religion serve a purpose? You're saying it is like a rule book that we follow to stay civilized?
No, there is no rule book in India.
But you called it the law.
See, the law, that's what I said. Law, the reason why Indians are full of questions and now youth are asking all these questions is because this is a land of debate.
Yeah, which is very good,
When Shiva came, when Adiyogi Shiva came, he is a personality of that kind, that in front of him nobody would ask a question, but his wife asked him 1,000,000 questions. That is what is Shiva Sutras. And his 7 disciples asked thousands of questions. Well, you know Arjuna and Krishna, that question-answer business is big in India. See, Arjuna and Krishna are so intimate with each other, they know each other so well. But that guy in a crucial moment, how many questions he has? Because in this culture, dharma has always been a point of debate. Because dharma has to evolve, all dharmas have to evolve, except the sanatana dharma or the eternal law or the swadharma need not evolve because that is not changing. So this is a land of seekers of truth and liberation. Here there's no religion as such. We've taken this religious attitude from outside because outside heavy competition came. Once it came, we thought we must also organize ourselves like that. We are trying to, but we will never will, because the best thing about Hindus is we are always confused. No, it's a very good thing. Confusion means you have questions in questions. Otherwise, you have stupid conclusions about everything. The idiotic conclusions that people have made have destroyed this planet, killed millions of people around the world, simply because somebody has an idiotic conclusion about everything in life, isn't it? So, we don't have this is it kind of book. Our books are all debates. So people think we are confused. But we don't think confusion is a bad thing. We are joyfully confused. That's a great thing. You have concluded something. If I ask 2 questions, your conclusion will fall apart. That is why if I ask a question, you will kill me. Questioners have always been killed in every other culture, do you know this? To ask a question, you kill the man. That's one way of handling the questions. But if you entertain the question, it will lead to more and more and more. And this is how we've always been. So this is a godless, religionless land. But we have managed this culture well because this is based on human consciousness, not on heaven, not a ruling power up there. Here we have always managed humanity by activating human consciousness. We told you your life is your karma. What this means is, your life is your doing. Nobody managing it from anywhere else. Essentially this whole movement, what I'm calling as inner engineering, is a movement from religion to responsibility. This is where we need to go. That every human being who sits here is responsible for who the hell they are and who the hell they're not. What they are and what they are not, they're taking complete responsibility for that. Only then individual human beings will live well, only then a nation will live well.
Some of the questions I'm asking with regards to religion is just like…
You're just trying to get me into trouble, I understand.
No, it's actually… it's actually like you could say pass Sadhguru if you do not want… You can just say pass this question.
No,
but
I
you
don't
won't.
pass any question because that's why I'm sitting in the police lines.
Oh yeah, I know that. So like some of these questions come from across… I think the youth that follow me, especially my friends, come from across religions and cultures, and these are things everyone questions, from be you a Hindu, a Muslim or a Christian. I think everyone… So I'm asking, some of these questions are very general, they don't come from any particular religious point of view. One question I had is, do you think these loud religious processions or rallies or these chants and prayers that are pushed over loudspeakers across religions, do you think it stems from some sort of insecurity or competition between religions? Is it necessary to have such a loud public display? Like, people have a problem with PDA, but if I hug someone or kiss someone, I'm at least not shouting. It's at least quiet, it's not disturbing anyone. So, do you think it's coming from some space of insecurity, these extremely loud display of religious fervor?
No, competition.
Competition. It stems from that. Yes. So if everyone's more relaxed, you think all this…
Because religions are always trying to improve their numbers.
Okay.
Other religions are turning up the volume.
Yeah, to keep their numbers or increase their numbers. Yeah, sad.
If people, especially those people who believe all life is made by God, I don't see why you have to strive to make me belong to your God, because anyway you are saying your God only created me. I will also accept, okay, your God created me, all right, then leave me alone, no? Anyway I belong to your God. He can take me back whenever he wants.
But now I think…
I'm not resisting.
This has become like political numbers,
yes.
And so it's just like various…
See, people have understood, not today, for a few thousand years they have understood. It is not only after democratic governments came they have understood, even before they understood, numbers is power.
Okay.
So it's a power game. They would like power beyond politics. You understand? It is not about transformation, it is not about liberation, it's about power, enslavement of people.
Since I was growing up, and now we are in the Ganesh Chaturthi season of the year, it has always been like after Diwali, it was my most favorite festival, because in school we would make these chariots, take a procession, and it would be celebration, we would all enjoy it. But once I grew up, I wondered, once I came to the city and saw the amount of clutter it creates, I always wondered, it's a social celebration, we celebrate together. I wondered why one big Ganesha for the entire city, like a Jagannath Yatra or something for example, why can't we all have one at home and then just the entire city celebrate together with one, instead of making 3 every street, and then it has one domino effect of polluting because people are careless. It was not meant to be this way probably when it started. But now that we have made it this, do you think like a rule passed by the government that one Ganesha, it would have political repercussions so no one will dare do it? But doesn't it make more sense?
See, we can do it at some point. That… see, right now, in many cities, it's been made like this. For example, Diwali crackers. Everybody is supposed to come to one big ground in the city and all the children come there and burst their crackers. Instead of bursting it all over the place in certain towns and cities, it's slowly being cultivated. Not 100% mandatory, but it's being pushed in that direction. Don't burst crackers all over the town. Everybody assemble in one place and do it. The next step would be, like in United States and other places for their, July 4th and stuff, they have major firecrackers. Suppose the city itself sets up 1 hour long, big, major, spectacular firecrackers, then people will come and watch.
No, I don't think our thrill is about watching it as much as the adrenaline
No,
from
that is
holding
what
it
I'm
in
saying.
hand and throwing.
See, the thing is, all the dum-dum ones, they can do it in their home. Children like to do it. Oh, we thoroughly enjoyed it. I will not deny to the children of this day that they should not burst crackers because somebody thinks pollution. If we are polluting with crackers, next 3 days, let's walk to the office.
Compensate for
Yes, that's all. You can't take away every aspect of culture using pollution. I think it's a very motivated push that certain people are doing, which is not right. Coming to the Ganesha, it's very much a possibility. But maybe one will not work for the entire city when a population is like
huge.
15 million, 20 million people. One may not work. Probably for every area or every 3-4, extensions, maybe a population of 1 million, one. So if you have 15 million population, 15 Ganapatis, they all come to one place and in one big procession they go, the entire town participates in that, would be fantastic actually. It is a direction in which we have to push. We made some attempt. We have done this with Pongal in Tamil Nadu. There are 4 days of Pongal. There's one Pongal for the implements and other things, there's one Pongal for the people, one Pongal for the animals which work with us in the farm, and there's one Pongal for reaching out to people, our neighbors and everything. So like this, there are different Pongals. So these 4 days, everybody is doing in their own way. Now we've done this in our ashram, we invite thousands of people to come, and together we are giving them an open field in the ashram to cook there openly, and it's like a big festival, we organize music and folk dances and everything. So people come in thousands and celebrate their Pongal there, instead of each one doing in their own home, because slowly they don't know what to do. All they do with a festival means just eating. There is no other celebration. Nobody is there to organize music, folk dance, this all used to happen in the villages. But now we are organizing it in the yoga center so that people come there and participate. Things like this can be created in every town in open fields where big celebration happens, organization and talent, display, children can participate, which people cannot do by themselves individually. Definitely we need to think in that direction. We should maybe push Hyderabad first in that direction, why not?
We should, if they don't screw my happiness for bringing this up,
No,
we should.
This is why you must do inner engineering, that nobody can mess with your happiness. They can maybe sabotage the activity, but they cannot mess with your happiness. People keep asking me, I keep unleashing one project after another which involves massive outlay of finance, activity, people. People say, Sadhguru, all this one after another you're doing, suppose it fails? If it fails, what to do, huh? If everything fails, I will still die blissfully. But I don't want to die without making an attempt to create what we want to create. Because nobody can mess my happiness. You come, we will fix you up, so nobody can mess your happiness. Once this one assurance is there in you, nobody can take away my joy. You will do many more things in life, isn't it?
I don't know, if I'm just happy all the time, maybe I won't do much.
No, tell me. You tell me, on a certain day you're very happy. On that day you're willing to do more, or you're unhappy. On that day you're willing to do more.
I'm mostly happy when I'm not doing anything.
That's not the point. See, that is because of excessive work. One day when you get a break, you think like that. But you tell me, When you're happy, you're willing for more activity.
Yeah, you're more energized
Yes,
and you can…
you're willing to bend backwards and do what's needed, isn't
Yeah,
it?
true.
When you're unhappy, we can't make you take one step.
True. Point. Actually, true, no? Very true.
100%, huh? So we'll fix up your happiness in such a way that nobody can mess your happiness. Let's get the Ganapati thing going in Hyderabad.
Yeah. One more thing I was wondering was, because Ganapati is such a huge thing, I was wondering, and all the people are very excited and passionate about this, but one day I was thinking, if instead of having a whole Ganesha statue and taking this procession and music and dance and the celebration, what if culturally from long back, from when it started, it was about these 3, 7, 9, 11 days, you clean your locality, clean the city. Do you think people would have participated in the festival as much if it was about cleaning rather than an easier job of taking
See,
up?
that participation was there when we were rural communities, because everybody knew everybody. Here, nobody knows, most people don't know who is their neighbor.
Yeah, so
So they were not willing to go and clean that.
Yeah, you feel
all right?
desensitized to someone
Kind of.
else's mess, why should
So
I
today
only
we are
clean?
expecting an organized municipality or a corporation to do that. So we don't have to get into that. But even if people can just get together, culturally come together, irrespective of their caste, creed and religion, that itself is a great thing. That is cleaning up the society, not the streets. And in that we can always bring, after the Ganapati festival, after the procession goes, the street should be cleaner than the way it started. Not that after the procession goes, it's a heap of filth. That awareness if we bring, it's good enough.
Yeah, we have to try. I think they've been trying it over years to do more…
No, they don't know how to do mass movement. You tell me, if I don't have the time right now, but if I stand up, we can easily do that.
We should try and do. Isn't it save like a…
Everybody keep one small Ganesha at home.
Yeah.
Bring your Ganesha and surrender to the big Ganesha in the locality. This big Ganesha, all of them start off at the same time, 15, 20 of them in the town. Everybody goes, everybody at least gets to walk 10 kilometers, which itself is a great feat.
Yeah.
They don't have to swim in Hussain Sagar, but at least they walk to it.
Yeah.
That itself is a big thing.
My next question is from a boy called Ganesh Kumar, which was…
Oh.
Oh, yeah. So the question, this is related to family. So he was asking, should I care and be concerned and put effort towards family who don't care about you as much? They are my family, but they don't care, they don't show any sort of appreciation for what I do and how much effort I'm putting. And they're so distant, they don't even wish during festivals or… and we all have relationships in life, be it friends, be it family, be it colleagues. Somehow some people just are not grateful for having you or don't give you the acknowledgement for the effort you put in towards this. So should you care enough to continue putting this effort towards them, or should you just cut them off from your life? I am the cut-off batch. Like…
See, what you wish to do, how much you wish to do with individual people is an individual choice. It's not for me to say something without knowing the realities of your life.
True.
But in general, why should your caring stop? Your activity or your time and your investment of time could be altered depending upon what is the relationship. But when you say family, generally you're talking about parents and siblings and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, today you've grown up and become a young man standing on your feet, but you must understand you were not born like this.
Yes.
You were born as a helpless infant. So somebody cared enough to someone who pees on you, who sits on you, who doesn't know how to eat, who doesn't know how to stand up, nothing. Somebody cared and made sure today you're standing up on your feet. That did not happen without any love or care, it happened, all right? Well, you may be measuring and saying, oh, some other parents are loving their children so much more, mine are not loving that much. This is a silly way to look at it, but they've made you stand up on your feet. If you have no love for them, at least have gratitude. If you lose your gratitude, unknowingly, in some way, you're kind of forsaking your humanity. Not that only if you're grateful you'll be human, that's not the point. But gratitude is a simple way of keeping some things alive within yourself, sensitive to contributions that come to your life. If you lose that, then you'll slowly become absolutely reckless and careless about everything, which is not a good thing for you. Forget about them, it's not a good thing for you.
But this applies to parents, I understand, because when you were helpless like one animal, they brought you up and… but
Oh, I
to
didn't know you were
siblings,
born as an animal, I thought…
I think that kids, babies are pretty much animals. They piss everywhere, poop everywhere, cry, bawl. So like kids, I think, are pretty much animals. As you grow up, I think you become smarter and cultured.
But a whole lot of people say, I want to be like a child.
I think they mean like in their school. In their school where they're just running around and everything was taken care. But I was asking you, like what you said, definitely we should be grateful for the people who brought you up, but what about siblings who didn't offer so much to your growth, or friends or work colleagues, for example?
See, relationships, any kind of relationship, if we are straight about it, as you already mentioned once in this conversation, it's a kind of a transaction.
Yeah.
No transaction will continue for long if it is just one way.
Yeah.
In some way, both the parties have to benefit, only then it goes on, whether it's market or marriage, that's the reality.
Yeah.
Only if both the parties are benefiting, transactions will go on.
Yeah.
Otherwise, transactions will cease.
Yeah.
So for this, you don't have to think, I want to cut off, I stop caring. Why? If transactions don't go on, slowly things
Die down by themselves.
maybe not die down, maybe absent for some time, somewhere you meet them and boom, once again you can hug them for some time. I'm saying relationships need not be thought in terms of, okay, it's over, I'm going to cut it off. This is a silly way of doing things. When transactions don't work, slowly, so far, that's how it is. It's a wise way of handling life.
My next…
Otherwise, when you cut relationships consciously like that, I'm going to cut it, you will turn friends into enemies. What is that for? Enemies need a lot more management than friends. Yes.
Okay. So, once I knew I was doing this and it was Youth and Truth, I decided to put up an interactive message so that I get representation from the youth as well and get some questions to ask you. A lot of them asked about Atma, some about happiness, and there was a overwhelming amount of messages coming, especially from Tamil Nadu, that were asking about the issue of land grabbing near your ashram. And I know that this question has been asked several times and I think you have even given an answer, but there is still a feeling that land grabbing has happened, and I don't know where this is. I don't know the truth about any of this. I'm completely ignorant. I haven't read the actual accusation.
They did not talk about the kidneys?
Kidneys, no.
Kidney grabbing, they didn't talk.
Kidney grabbing, no.
They've been going on with kidney grabbing for some time because it didn't work. Now they've come to land grabbing in the last 3 years.
Oh, it's been
In the
going
last
on since
25
3
years, some campaign is going
Okay.
that I've killed 100 elephants,
Okay.
raised out a full rainforest. Nobody knows where the rainforest is, and I killed 100 elephants with just my bare hands. And I pull kidneys out, you better check it out, you might have lost one. And this land grab. I've said this openly, I shouldn't say it too often, but because you're saying young people from Tamil Nadu are asking, I'll invite these young people, your fans, ask them to make a group of whatever, 10, 20 people who are very smart.
Okay.
Let them come with all the maps and panchayat documents, everything. Anywhere, either private land, government land, forest land, 1 inch, not 1 acre, 1 inch, if Isha Foundation has grabbed 1 inch of land, this is the last you'll see of me, I'll leave the country. How… is that good enough?
So,
this
will put out…
No, I'm saying this is going on like this. People said, they campaigned, they made videos of how elephants are dying in the ashram, okay? All animated videos were made.
Okay.
They said full forest was removed. Then we put out the Google Maps. The land was not in our hands in 2006, it was somebody else's land. Later on we bought it. From 2006 onwards, there are Google Maps. We put out the Google Maps, it shows it's barren land.
No vegetation.
No. And you see the Google Maps from 2006 to now, has vegetation gone up or gone down? Well, before that there were no Google Maps. Check the panchayat records. All the survey numbers that we own today, just check the panchayat records from 1994, since we own these lands. What were the crops before 1994? Was that forest? Was it even trees? Or was it crops, dry crops mostly? Well, check the panchayat records, don't go by what I say. But without checking, young people, if they are interested in truth or they're interested in just slander, you have done enough slander. United Nations recognizes me as the ecological champion in the world, okay? We are part of their program. We have the highest ecological award in the country, Indira Gandhi Paryavaran Puraskar. Wildlife Trust of India says that not an inch has been taken. Forest Department in Tamil Nadu says there is absolutely no encroachment. Ministry of Environment and Forests says there is no encroachment anywhere, nor are we in any way obstructing any wildlife. In fact, we've blocked all the hunters and others and sandalwood cutters and everybody, so we've made enemies, of course. We made enemies from vested interests, and they're going on for last 25 years. Young people must be interested in truth. I will open all the records. Panchayat is there, forget about my records. I'll open the gates of ashram for you to come and stay there for a week and investigate everything. Talk to all the agencies concerned. If 1 inch is taken, only 1 inch, if it's taken, I'll leave. Is that good enough for the young people?
Have all these been put out, the
Everything
UNESCO,
is there on the website.
Okay, oh, all the documents…
Yes, everything
awards,
is
etc.
there. This just goes on, simply because it's a motivated media. Anonymous media on the social media thing, they just go on saying the same things. So if they're genuine, if these fans of yours are genuine youth concerned about the ecology, concerned about justice in Tamil Nadu, please let them come and investigate whichever way they want. I'll open the entire document segment, it's all digitized, our documents. We'll open the entire thing, you can look at it. Then go and refer to it in the panchayat documents, that is also reasonably digitized. If there is any encroachment, please show me. All agencies have found there is no encroachment, and above all, am I interested in a stupid piece of land that you have? This is because certain people want access to the forest and we are sitting there as a block, because it's at the tri-junction.
Tri-junction?
Tri-junction means 3 state borders are there.
Okay.
There is certain activity going on. It is those people who are carrying on this campaign endlessly. And why, ask the police. Ask the police what all they've been doing, because they want access to the jungle.
Because it has resources?
No, they have their own other agendas.
Okay. But if there is a really interested bunch of kids who really want to know and they can spread the word…
I'm telling you,
I will get
right
in touch.
now I will keep you as the contact.
I will…
If there are 10-15 people, sensible people who have some knowledge about this, want to come and examine, I'll do it. But after that, you and your fans must openly speak, this is absolute rubbish.
They will, these 10-15 and…
Please.
Yeah, they will.
Please do that, no?
Yeah, if there are interested
It will
people
save a
and…
lot of time and energy for me answering this idiotic stuff all the time.
Yeah. I think we could have done… if this wasn't an issue, we could have done one other question instead of this.
Life is going waste because it's going on like this, the same thing.
The
Why I'm speaking like this is because young people who are with me, these are not people who come for money, these are volunteers. They came in their 20s and they worked hard to build this entire thing. You must come and see what we have built. In the world, it's one of the unique places that we have built on the planet. People are coming from across the world today, and it's appreciated everywhere in the country. It is on the Incredible India campaign, but these people are unhappy. I will tell you to what extent they're prejudiced. A group of government officials come for inspection, all right, including the collector. So one official says they have built a factory shed without permission.
Isha.
Yes, Visha has
Okay.
built. So we ask, where is the factory shed? We have not built anything. He points at Adiyogi statue and says, this is a factory shed. The collector asks, what is this? You're calling Adiyogi as factory shed? He says, as far as I am concerned, it's a factory shed because inside it has steel structure, outside it has sheet metal, it's a factory shed. You've seen the Adiyogi statue?
I've seen
the
pictures.
images.
Yeah.
Looking at the Adiyogi statue, if you're calling it a factory shed, just tell me, who is this man? We have permission for a monument, we build a monument, but that guy wants to categorize Adiyogi statue as a factory shed and put some case on us. Tell me who, you must think through this politically, who is calling Adiyogi as a factory shed? So this is what young people are being influenced by. Please come and examine if you want. Whatever you want, all right?
Done, sir.
And 15 years ago, how the mountain was, today how it is, how green it is.
There are images.
Oh, please check it out. No, don't believe me. The entire mountain has turned green. Who did it? You think all these idiots who are writing nonsense did it? Millions of trees have gone up on the mountain. Who did it? Please check it out. People ask, where is the proof you planted? Well, go walk into the mountain and see all the trees are 18, 20 years old. That doesn't happen in a forest, isn't it? In a rainforest, if you find except bamboo, all the trees are 18, 20 years old, somebody must have put it, isn't it? You don't want to give me the credit, leave it. Somebody put it 18, 20 years ago after we came. Maybe I didn't do it, Shiva did it, it's okay. It's fine. We are not asking for credit, we are happy it's green.
But I hope that this issue clears out and everyone
No,
has
this
their
issue
answer.
will never clear out.
At least for the non-motivated, because I've seen that seeing this discussion, people who are not motivated also tend to take sides, as in
No,
this new
I'm saying this issue will never clear because they will come up with new things and new things all the time. Otherwise, they'll go on saying it because these are people, this is a Nazi mindset. They believe that if they tell a lie 100 times, it'll become true. Unfortunately, in this country, they've learned that. So, if these youth, we are talking youth and truth, if they're interested in truth, let them take a week off, come and examine every document, every survey stone around the boundary. If 1 inch is there, I will leave.
Can they
You will
bring
never see me
cameras?
again, huh?
Can they
You
bring
can bring cameras, please.
Okay.
You can bring cameras, I will set up a team to take you around, which is all our property. If we have occupied any forest land as you're claiming, you will not see me again. Is that good enough?
Then I'll let them know.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sadhguru.
Please take care, there is something that you need to handle right now.